how do you actually afford dumb purchases? Because, people think that I hate Gucci. I really don't hate Gucci. I just don't like when people buy Gucci when they can't afford it. If you want to have the nice things, the BMWs, the Guccis, the fancy vacations, all the nice expensive stuff, how do you actually know that you can afford it? One of the questions that I want to know is, can I get a tax deduction for making this purchase? Because if I can get a write-off, then it's a little bit easier to sometimes justify this purchase. Now, it's a little bit easier for me because I own a business, I own Briefs Media, I also own Minority Mindset, so there are ways for me to get certain tax deductions on some things that can also give me personal benefits. But I do want to know, is this something that's going to lower my tax liability? Because if not, then it's going to cost me a whole lot more money. Because if it's a tax deduction, that means I make money, I spend money, and then I pay taxes. If it's not a tax deduction, that means I make money, I pay taxes, and then I can spend money. So it costs more money to spend money after taxes than it does before taxes, which is where now I want to understand, can I get a tax deduction for this or not? This point is especially important for those of you who are entrepreneurs to understand. So I didn't used to travel that much because I didn't want to spend money in order to travel, but it was always something that I wanted to do. And after I got married, my wife and I were business partners. I decided that I want to be able to travel more because now we're starting to see some more financial success. And I know that for my business, especially for the Minority Mindset, being somebody on the internet, there is value to network with other creators, to make videos with other creators, to go on other podcasts. So we had the opportunity to spend some time in SoCal, San Diego and Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and even Europe, and spend some time there because, well, it was a business expense. I got to go there with my business partner, who was my wife. We got to stay in some nice Airbnbs, see some really cool places, but I'm there for work. I'm there networking with people, going on other people's podcasts, having people on my show, and just networking and meeting other cool business people. And so now it's a business expense because the purpose of the travel was business. I'm going there to network, meet people, and do these collaborations, but you get to go and see these cool places along the way. So if we can get a business deduction, that makes it a little bit easier to justify, but I could also afford this travel, meaning I didn't have to go into debt to pay for this travel. I was very comfortably able to pay for this travel with cash and not have to worry about the price. And while we were there, we made more money because of the travel, because of the connections, because of the business opportunities due to the travel, which more than covered the cost of the travel as well. So if it is a tax deduction, especially for you entrepreneurs, that makes it a little bit easier for you to justify the spending, but you need to make sure now that this tax deduction is going to produce more value than the price that you're getting. It's very interesting to me when you'll hear people who are influencers go out and buy something like a G-Wagon or a very heavy and expensive car because it's a tax deduction. And they'll say, I'm buying this because I'm getting a tax write-off, so I'm spending this $150,000 on this car. Yeah, you got the tax deduction, but how much additional value is that thing really adding to your business? Now, sure, if you can afford it, fine, go do whatever you want. But if you don't have the money to go out and buy this, if you're not going into debt to stretch yourself thin to buy this just for the tax deduction, well, now you're paying the price for something, justifying it through the tax deduction. So if you don't have the money to buy it, if you can't comfortably buy this thing and it's not adding more residual value to your business, more revenue to your business, well, now don't just go do it for the tax deduction. Do this purchase if it's going to add more value to your business, and then the tax deduction is just the icing on top. The rule of thumb that you can follow here, and a simple question that you can ask to understand if it's worthwhile or not, is it in the best interest of my business to spend my money on this thing? Yes or no? And this will help you make this decision or not, but just make sure you can afford it. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.